Is your take something similar, that people kind of rushed to the idea of 3 cuts based on the dots and a fairly dovish press conference last week? Did they rush to that judgment a bit too fast?
Wilfred, I'm a retired dot. Okay, I was a dot for many years, and I think Steve is correct. Don't take it to the bank. Don't take me to the bank, although I advise a bank. So, yes, I mean, look, we've gone from the silly expectation of 6 cuts, and now we're bopping around 3, 2 to 3. I think that will impact the bills market, but I think here's the key point. We're looking at the smoke rather than the locomotive. In other words, what you see first is what goes up, and you pay attention to it. That's what the Native American tribes did, made the mistake when they were watching the railroads being built. The railroad, the engine here, driving the yield curve, is the U.S. Treasury. Look at this auction schedule that we have right now. When they come to market for $60 billion for 10 years, and they've shoved things into the bill in 6-month and 1-year space, that's why rates are above 5%. So I think it's important to look at what the Fed might do. I think it's equally important to look at what Treasury is doing. These borrowing levels are ungodly. And the dealers are going to have to deal with this. We're seeing some backup. We're seeing some tails on these auctions. To me, that's what I would be focusing on, as well as focusing on the dot plot, the SEP, whatever the Fed may be doing.
So what is the conclusion, Richard, of that in maybe not even a couple of months' time, but a year or so's time? Does the long end have to pick up a lot because of a supply-demand problem?
Well, it depends on where they put pressure on providing that supply versus relative to demand. But right now, we're seeing that in the shorter space. Remember, at the end of last year, they decided too much pressure would be in the 7, 10-year, et cetera. And now they're focused on the bills, 6 months, 1 year. And I think that is one of the reasons we're seeing these highly elevated rates.
Steve, I guess the other way around this would be if the Fed decided, actually, we'll let inflation run a little bit hot. I'm being told I'm looking at the wrong camera. Sorry, I've been away for a while. Steve, the other kind of take would be that the Fed just lets inflation run a little bit hot and kind of is dovish again to try and make sure we get away some of this supply. Do you think they'd do that or not?
I don't think they would. First of all, they wouldn't say they would do it because of the issuance of the Treasury. Actually, first, I'd just like to point out, I think of Richard Fisher as much more than a dot. And certainly a dot with tremendous rhetorical capabilities, that's for sure.
I'd also say, Steve, by the way, you said you can't take the dot to the bank. I bet if you took Richard Fisher to the bank, perhaps Barclays, which he advises, you would get a lot in return. You'd probably get the best mortgage rates of all time. Anyway, that'd be a conflict. Please continue.
Different conversation, but let me just say there was an intimation of a positive answer to your question, Wilf, in the last SEP. And I'm interested what Richard thinks about this. It was my question to Chair Powell, which was, hey, you're forecasting a little bit more inflation, a whole lot more growth, and a little bit less unemployment, but you're sticking overall to the 3 cuts. Does that tell us that there is more tolerance for inflation? I will point out that Powell did not answer that question in the affirmative, said, no, we're still bringing inflation down to 2%. But the average dot suggests a little bit more average patience with bringing inflation down, Wilf, is what I would say.